Hello, there we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Virtually Heroes stream. I am Null, and with me today is Eclipse and Bengali, which you should all be familiar with. And we also have a very special guest today, Mercy, which many of you may be familiar with as well. They have their own streaming channel on Twitch. Check them out at Mercy Derg, D-E-R-G.
Yes. Hello.
How's everyone doing today? Today we are actually going to be doing a tabletop game. You get to see our flesh paws. We are
so sorry.
We're playing Stuffed Fables. This is kind of a new setup, as we don't usually do tabletop games, so if there's any audio issues or anything, please let us know so that we can correct them. And we're still getting everything set up and whatnot, so just kind of hang out with us while we get everything set up. We haven't played this game in years, so we don't remember any part of it, but we have played it before.
I'm not seeing anything in the game setup on about not being able to use specific characters.
Let's go ahead and get some music going, I feel.
Is it just in the book, maybe? Probably.
Yes, the music.
But you are our rules expert, so there you go there.
We'll get some walking dog since Twitch agrees with walking dog.
Do it again, the way that you are.
Let's not do that, thank you.
I'm curious, what was the other character?
Thankfully, less than 9 seconds, so they can't get you
Oh,
for it.
the other one's name is Pokey.
Okay.
Well, that was still walking dog, I think. No, it wasn't. Okay. Got some nice background music for everyone now.
How do you guys right now monitor chat?
We've got ghost chat up, so they'll just kind of appear at the top. But I was also going to bring up BP to make it a little bit easier.
Excellent. The Bengali. You're a paladin.
What?
You're a paladin.
Since when?
Since 5 seconds ago when I suggested it, at least. At least. Tell us about this game.
And just as a FYI, we do have a noise gate on the microphone to keep out like the air conditioner noise and outside traffic. So make sure you're talking at like full voice.
Proper projection.
Yeah. But go ahead. What does Bengali know about this game, if anything? Because I don't remember anything.
Well, Stuffed Fables is a multiplayer game it's a story-based game. This book right here opens up and gives us a scenario, as well as maps that we walk around and play on. So this provides us with our opening scenario, and then a map that our little stuffies will be going around.
And that's not to be confused with a stiffy.
I hate that the characters that the rules like the most is the normal person character. There's a stuffed animal.
the way that the story goes is that our characters are stuffed animals and toys that belong to this little girl. And our job, or what we've been tasked to do, is to protect this little girl from nightmares.
Is this like an intro that you can read?
Yes.
Do you want to go ahead and read that while we wait for Eclipse to set up?
Sure. And it does look like Piggle and Lionel are not available. These are the only 4 that we can choose right now.
That's good.
So, Mommy and Daddy exchanged nervous glances as they watched their little girl climb into her new big girl bed. It was a beautiful bed of purple and blue, with a fancy headboard, and the little girl had fallen in love with it the moment she first saw it. They had brought it home in a big box, and Daddy spent the afternoon in the garage assembling it. She had napped in it a couple of times already, but this was the first night it would replace her crib. Mommy cried a little that day when Daddy took the crib apart. The little girl felt strangely sad too when she watched Daddy pack the crib away in the attic. But she was a big girl now, and this was a big girl's bed. Her parents tucked her in, and Daddy stroked her hair while Mommy, with a lump in her throat, sang a sweet bedtime song. When they tiptoed away, they left the bedroom door cracked open, and inside the room, everything grew still. The little girl's breathing slowed. The kitty clock on the wall tick-tock, tick-tock. Theodora Stuffins sat up in the new big girl bed and, giving a stretch, marveled at her surroundings.
Did you want to hand me the her book?
What had happened to the crib? She rubbed her glass eyes and leaned over to make sure the little girl slept soundly. "Where are we, Thea?" asked a droopy voice. Oh, that's a droopy voice, okay. "Where did all the bars go?" Lumpy, the stuffed elephant, looked around with anxious concern. "I don't know, Lump," said Theodora. "It was like this when I woke up." "I'm scared," Lumpy whispered. Flops landed between the two of them with a giggle, her long ears flying all around. "I like it," Flops declared. "It's nice and bouncy." "Flops," hissed Theodora. "Knock off all the jumping. You know better." "So it has happened at last," said Stitch. They turned to see the frayed old-timer hobble towards them. Stitch had already served under the girl's mother during her growing years. He had a limp and mismatched button eyes, but the others dearly loved the wise old doll. "What has happened, Mr. Stitch?" asked Theodora. "This is it," said Stitch. "This is what we signed up for. Before now, we were merely companions, our young charge protected by the magic of her crib. But tonight, she sleeps in a big girl bed, and so at last our service begins in true. He will come for her, and we will protect her." Who will come, Mr. Stitch?" "Carapatus, the Nightmare King. He will send his minions for this sweet child, and only we will be able to protect her." The very thoughts made the old doll puff up his chest in pride. "Carapatus?" wondered Theodora. "I didn't think he was real." "Could we pay someone else to do it?" whispered Lumpy. "Much safer that way." "I think it might be wise," Stitch suggested, "to split up and search the house for provisions. Thea?" "I trust your advice on this, Mr. Stitch," said Theodora. "Let's do it." The scene is set, and now we have a couple of rules. Gather discovery cards for the story, and without looking at them, place them in a face-down stack near the play area.
And that's the problem I'm running into, because we played it before. I don't know what order it's supposed to be in, because they're all face up.
Do you know where my phone is at?
No.
Assuming that's the boss, so...
You see.
I'm gonna mute the microphone for a second, guys. It's on purpose, I promise.
To the player in this story.
We're back. I had to talk to our home assistant, and I didn't want to trigger everyone's home assistant.
I'm just putting these back face down, and hopefully that's how it's supposed to go.
I mean, if not, the shenanigans that will ensue will certainly be fun.
I don't know where my tablet is. I was gonna see maybe if I can find the order. Ah. Unless they're numbered maybe on the cards?
They are.
Okay.
Okay. So, it says to get the discovery cards for this story, which is going to be story 1. Which is, like, not going?
What's not going?
Oh. There it is. Sorry, I thought that was OBS, so I wasn't expecting that massive delay.
Sitting here watching the stream, your hand doesn't show up, suddenly your hand's gone and another
look
shows up.
behind.
Whose hand is this?
Look behind the story card.
What do you mean?
There's a story 1.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
That's the order they need to be in.
So here we go. Story 1.
Let's see. Each player chooses a stuffy character, which we just did. And it's matching figures and places 5 stuffing tokens on the character's card, light side up. So, these are monsters. Those are these from the look of it. Oh no, the character's in there too.
In Stuff Fables, each one of the dice has a different attribute or ability associated with them. Red dice are strength-oriented. Green is for ranged attacks. Yellow is for perception and searching. And blue is for defense and resistance. Purple could be used for or to substitute any color.
The most royal of colors, purple.
Okay.
Why would you be quiet during stream?
Huh?
Mercy said that they're going to be quiet during stream.
Yeah, if I wasn't involved.
Now I need the...
Speaking of, Taffet isn't in the chat.
Taffet messaged me and said because of the thunderstorms, they're going to hold out until it's done, just in case.
Fair enough.
That sounds like an excuse to me.
Oh, it's absolutely an excuse.
Then...
I also don't see Eclipse in the chat.
Oh no.
Eclipse, you're fired.
Oh no. 5 stuffing tokens.
Everyone is gathered in that one corner.
Ooh, I think I can fix that.
I mean, it's cozy and Chatbird is there.
Did you just...
I fixed it.
Whee!
Mercy is no longer with us.
I saw that explosive coming in and I said, let's go! Free ride. What kind of kobold doesn't take a free explosive?
Okay, so we're still getting everything set up, but there's still a little bit more to read. Okay. One by one, the stuffies slid off the bed and tiptoed out of the room, being careful not to make a sound. But as they moved through the dark house, an ominous purple glow began to form underneath the big girl bed. And from out of that glow came long, spidery legs.
Those are yours, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So now...
Oh, I need the dice bag. It says put all the attributes... dice in the dice bag, but it's not
So,
in there.
I was only half paying attention. There's a creature that comes for children, but they only come once the children hit a certain age.
No, they stop coming for children once they reach a certain age. The reason why they're coming now is because cribs have a natural magical barrier that protects them from these creatures.
Okay. So they only start coming once they exit the crib, and then they stop coming at a certain age.
Yes.
And then they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
And then they do stop coming when you reach a certain age.
Yeah.
Plus 1. And
Okay.
that's the same number of black dice. Well, we're about max players, so I'm assuming we're good there.
And while Eclipse is...
We could call these monsters something very different, and monster would still be very appropriate. I will
Shuffle
not
the
say
item
what.
cards and form an item deck. This deck? No. Is that this deck? Oh, no, there's... I think there are...
So while Eclipse is still looking through the things for base setup, story setup, we can look for... Each player looks through the item deck for a weapon card of their choice with the keyword kitchen or study and equip it onto their character.
Sudden.
I have the items in my hand.
Well, that's what I was looking for. Shuffle the item cards and form an item deck. Shuffle the lost cards and form a lost deck. Shuffle the lost cards. Number
That's a loaded statement.
4.
Where are the lost cards?
Hey, don't blame me with the name.
So I'm going to equip myself with a letter opener.
How dare?
What? Is that what Theodora uses?
That's what it looks like anyway.
What?
Well, I was looking for a pencil, but I didn't see one.
We get to pick one item?
Yes, as long as it says kitchen or study.
Where's that?
I
That's the
mean,
lost
my
deck.
guy looks like he starts out with a hammer, and I'm okay with that.
Create a face-up pile of boss minion
Oh,
cards.
kitchen. What if there's a meat tenderizer?
5. Okay. Create a face-up
Yeah.
pile.
It's
I
possible.
see a dog treat.
Create a face-up boss minion cards.
Surprisingly, he did not
Minion
jump up
cards.
immediately.
Yeah.
Full minion deck.
I don't see
Oh.
a hammer. There it is. The meat mallet.
Called it.
Face-up pile of boss minions. Shuffle the deck.
Gain 1 stuffing. Giggity.
Form the sleep deck by doing the following. Shuffle the waking sleep card with 2 random sleep cards. Set them face down.
If you want, or I think that your character is based off strength, so if you want that, you can. Just find me a different item then.
Okay. She shuffled the Awaken card with 2 random sleep cards. Face down on the play area.
What's that?
Can you go grab the keyboard? You have to go through Eclipse's room.
We still streaming?
Presumably.
I would probably not say put the keyboard on the back of the couch.
Where else are we going to put it?
Right next to the couch.
It's going to get knocked off and bumped and everything else.
At least you can reach it there.
I can find a spot over here.
Yeah.
The rest of the sleep cards, and place them face down on top of this deck. The status cards, buttons, stuffing tokens, heart tokens, in an easy to reach place. The storybook in the center. Choose a player to be the first bookkeeper. Give that player the bookmark token. They will take the first turn and player will proceed to the left, so clockwise. Choose a story from the storybook, open it to that story start page, read the first section. If this is your first time playing, start with the first story, the big girl bed.
So we have to take something from the,
There's the kitchen or the office?
study.
Study.
That's from the study. I'll do that one.
Did you want the one that Eclipse or Bengali took?
On the pencil.
At the top of the deck.
No, I put it there.
At the top of the deck now.
Yep.
So I'm running with it. Bengali.
What?
Pencil.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for the rest of them real quick, but this one does.
I remember seeing a meat cleaver in there.
That's because I got it.
You get the meat and
Oh,
mallet.
you got the meat mallet. There was an actual cleaver.
You said it just had to say kitchen or study.
Yes.
I am actually, if you want to continue using this, I'll give you the pencil too to look at. I'm actually going to take the cleaver.
Told ya. Cleaver.
Cleaver is just better than the air opener in every way, except for its negative.
I'll take all number 2.
The letter opener, when performing a melee attack, add 1 to red die results. The cleaver, when performing a melee attack, add 2 to the red die results. But if this stuffy has 3 or less stuffing, ignore this weapon's bonus.
Ah.
Actually, I'm gonna look at one more thing.
If you need someone to stuff you, just let me know.
We got a whole garage full of polyfill. We'll just stuff you right on up. It's perfectly fine.
I actually do have a garage full of polyfill.
So that there. Bengali, you already started reading, so you'll be the first bookkeeper. Yes. Give you the bookmark. That means you get to go first. I think we're good to begin.
Okay. Next part. Freshly provisioned, the stuffies returned to the little girl's bedroom. But as they pushed the door open, a frightening scene was revealed to them. Scuttling around the room were minions with a multitude of spidery legs, and yet those were no spiders. Their bodies were as large as house cats, and they made their home in the heads of old baby dolls. "The crawlies have come early!" gasped Stitch. "Look at that light!" exclaimed Theodora, pointing at the eerie purple glow. "They're coming from under the bed!" Grab a number of crawly figures and their cards equal to the number of stuffies in play. Place any one crawly on the space on the bed marked with the gears or the nuts and bolts symbol, and place the other crawlies on spaces adjacent to that crawly.
Welcome, Taffy.
Hi, Tanuki.
Place the crawly cards face up in a column next to the sideboard. Each player places her stuffy on or adjacent to the spaces marked with the paws.
We are playing Stuffed Fables.
It's a board game where we get to be a bunch of stuffed animals and protect this little girl who finally grew up and has a big girl bed.
Well, did you want to grab the cards for them? Okay. Ah, there they are. I don't know what these things look like, but I'll just follow them.
Yep, looks like that.
So I need 4.
And this is the art for them.
Not creepy at all.
I think he's trying to get to focus.
You're not going to be able to get that camera to ever focus.
When y'all gonna get the big bong treatment or bing bong treatment? By this time, this is over, ain't ya?
Understand the reference?
Nope.
Inside Out.
I've never seen
We've
it.
never played it.
It's a Pixar movie.
The one with the different feelings as characters.
Never saw it.
I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen it either.
Ah, really? It was good.
So the figures are going where?
The enemies start here, and they kind of go around on top of the bed.
We're protecting the girl, but they're apparently already crawling all over her.
We suck.
She knows what she did.
Our characters?
And it looks like there's actually a leader for them.
I'm assuming this is the square one. Well, no, they're all different shapes. No, the leader's the circle. Let me tell by the number.
Ah, yeah, because I see the shape there.
And then the characters are going where?
Around here, or starting here, and then around that area.
Okay.
Where would you like to go now?
Wherever.
And then starting with the bookkeeper, which is me, and proceeding left, players will take turns until all the crawlies have been defeated or all the stuffies have collapsed. the end of any player turn, the threat track has a number of dice on it equal to a number of crawlies still in play. The crawlies will take a turn. Okay, so the minion, there's the player turn, and then after, or it'll start with me, then go to Null, then Mercy, and then Eclipse. And then the minions will take a turn if there's any still surviving.
I'm assuming this is the tracker.
Yes, I believe so. So I think that these are actually go next to the tracker. We don't really have much space, I know.
Yeah. Well, we have 4. Let's just say we know we have 4.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. I am just going to use a big figure and put it on that space. Alright, now where are you? Your weird thingamabob? We're gonna go there.
Okay.
Cafe.
So you have the rule book.
This girl got crabs. This girl's like 10.
If that.
I was gonna say much younger than that. She just barely started sleeping outside of a crib.
Uh-huh.
Ouch. So anyways,
So you have the rule book on page 8. It describes the player turn.
which is actually on here.
Is that how it's supposed to go?
We think. Anyways, draw dice. The first step on the card you guys have. Draw 5 dice out of the dice bag and place them in front of you. If there are fewer than 5 dice in the bag, draw the remaining dice, then move all of the dice in the discard pool back to the bag and complete your draw. Find stuffing. Roll your white dice to find stuffing. Each die may be rolled separately or multiple may be rolled together as one roll to achieve a higher roll result. After each roll, if the roll result is equal to or higher than your stuffy's remainder number of stuffing, you gain 1 stuffing. So it's easier to get stuffing when you have less, in other words. And then you discard that die or dice. By moving it to the discard pool, there is no limit to the number of stuffing a stuffy can have. So when it's saying that you can roll them individually or separately, if you have 1 stuffy left, you would want to roll them separately so you can get 2 stuffing. If you roll them together, you're only going to get 1. It's just so you can get a higher result.
Okay, so I pulled 2 white dice, so I'm going to go in and roll them together because I start out with 5.
Yes, so you need higher than 5.
And I got a 9.
So you get a stuffy.
Or stuffing.
Stuffing. I handed it back because it's in there.
Okay.
They're not separated at all. Then, step 3, place threat. Place all your black dice on the threat track starting at the top.
I don't have any,
Okay.
so these are discarded.
So I'm guessing these don't sit there then.
They do. This is the track. Or, oh,
No, that's for the group task.
there we go. Like that.
Yes. For perform actions, all of the remaining colored die in front of you may be utilized to perform actions. To perform an action, you must spend a die of the appropriate color. To spend a die, roll that die, resolve its effect, and discard it. As with the white stuffing dice, each die may be rolled separately or multiple of the same color, or purple, may be rolled together as one roll. I'm going to point out that is pink at best. It's not purple. Fight me. On your turn, you may perform as many actions as you like, as many times as you like, so long as you still have the appropriate dice available to spend. No pink. I think just whoever made this game is colorblind. The actions can be performed with each dice type as follows. Any color attribute die can be used to move across dotted lines.
This is the stuffing I get.
It's life, essentially. I'm pretty sure that's not what Taffet meant, but we're going to roll with it.
Yep.
Any colored attribute dice can be used to move across dotted lines or move across solid lines matching the color of the die being rolled. You can reserve a die. You can encourage a stuffy. You can perform a skill test of the matching color, or you can contribute to a group task of the matching color. So that can be done with any color, any die.
If you want to see Bengali get stuffing, you'll have to go to our OnlyFans. What?
That doesn't exist, as far as I know. Keywords, as far as I know. Anyways, the red dice can be used for melee attack. Only the green dice can be used for a ranged attack. The yellow ones can be used for search. Blue has no unique action, so I'm assuming that just means it can be used for general stuff only. And then purple can be substituted in for any color, so it's a wild card. Move. You can spend any color dice to move your stuffy up to a number of spaces equal to the roll result. Stuffies may be moved diagonally or orthogonally. A stuffy can only move on the grid. A stuffy cannot move onto bracketed spaces. A stuffy may be moved through a space containing another stuffy, but cannot end its movement on that space. A stuffy cannot be moved through a space containing a minion, and a stuffy can only be moved across a solid color line if you use that color of die or purple die to move. Note, solid white lines cannot be crossed. So for our map here, in other words, they get on the bed, you see there how there is this solid green line. You have to use a green die to move across it. Same thing with over here, same thing with back here and back here. So green dice are your friend on this map. Reserve. Instead of spending a die, you may reserve it. A reserve die is stored on your Stuffy's card. There's no need to roll a die you're reserving. A reserve die can be spent to defend against damage or can be spent on one of your future turns. You cannot reserve a die if there's already one on your Stuffy card. That's that little die space that you're hiding from yourself. You need it. Or maybe not, you might just be a good roller. Encourage. To encourage a Stuffy, choose another player's Stuffy and do one of the following. Store one of your dice on that Stuffy's card, just as you would your own. If that Stuffy already has one stored, discard the previously stored die. You can be a dick, in other words, and say, oh, you have this dice you really need for later. No, you don't. Here you go.
Or if you have 2 purple dice and can't use both of them.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can be a dick.
I mean, this is a cooperative game. Why would you be a dick?
Have you ever seen anyone play D&D?
He's got a point.
Please continue.
You can also discard any color die and give that Stuffy one of your stuffing. So you can store one of your dice there, or you can discard the die to stuff another Stuffy.
Thank you, Taffet.
The stuffing is always got to be at least one dick. Skill test. Sometimes there's a skill test available to perform. Skill tests have a color and a target difficulty number that are represented like so. For instance, make a yellow / perception skill test difficulty 4. If you pass, in other words, you roll a 4 or higher. If you pass, you go to whatever section it says, which you would read off there and do whatever it says. If you fail, no effect, or it might have another effect. To perform a skill test, you must spend any number of appropriate color of dice or purple. If your roll result meets or exceeds that target number, resolve the pass effect. Otherwise, resolve the fail effect. You automatically fail a skill test if you are required to make one but do not have the appropriate die. There are 4 places that players can look to see if there is a skill test available. The storybook special rules. Sometimes the storybook will instruct players to make a skill test. For instance, when I showed you earlier where like the I and it said read here and you read, at the bottom it said, oh, special rules.
Yep.
That. Status cards, which are these things. I'll show one for example. Shoot. Angry. You can't read it because it's blurry, but it says angry, I promise. There we go. Angry. For instance, this one says the Stuffy cannot use or store blue dice. When the Stuffy attacks, double the result of all red dice. Remove this status when there are no minions in play. So, some of those will have skill tests. Environment cards. Some environment cards require players to make a skill test to interact with the environment. Lost cards. Some lost cards require players to make a skill test. You can also do a group task, which we don't have group tasks at the moment, so I will skip that for now. And then attacks. So we'll get to that once we get to attacks. So yes.
Okay.
So, like for instance, this type of like Bengali rolled a green die, so he could roll that die to try to move his character here. Unfortunately, 1, 2, 3, 4, he would have to get a 5 or higher. He can help himself by using the purple die with him, so it's a wild card, and roll both together for a higher result. Then red, it would be a melee attack die. You are looking for green.
Probably.
You are looking for blue, yellow, red. That's just what the characters are themed.
Well, I'm actually going to use this red dice to move.
Okay.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I make an attack on an enemy?
In order to perform, well, for you, I'm assuming it'd be... What's your weapon?
It is a ranged weapon.
Okay, for a ranged attack, it works just like a melee attack, so I might as well just read the melee attack, apparently. In order to perform a melee attack, a stuffy must be equipped with a melee weapon. To perform a melee attack, choose a target minion. That target must be in a space adjacent to the attacking stuffy without any colored lines in between them. So, for instance, if he can't attack the stuffy from here, because there's a colored line in between them. Roll any number of red dice. If the roll result meets or exceeds the target minion's defense value, that minion is defeated. When a minion is defeated, remove it from play by removing its figure from the map and discarding its card. Stuffy that defeated it receives 1 button. If the target minion was a leader or boss, the stuffy also receives a courageous status card. Don't know where those are at. Those are probably somewhere in here mixed up.
Probably in here, yeah.
Okay. Once I get done reading these, I'll look through and see if I can find them. When a minion is defeated, leave the black threat dice on the threat attack.
What do I need to exceed in order to...
Its defense value.
I'm assuming that it's this?
Yes. A ranged attack works just like a melee attack, except the stuffy must be equipped with a ranged weapon. A ranged attack uses green dice, and the attack may cross solid colored lines. Except solid white lines. So as long as it's colored, you're good. To target a minion that is a number of spaces away from the attacking stuffy up to the weapon's range. So, for instance, Flops can attack Crawley A on the bed with her archery set, and it is 4 steps away, and her ranged weapon has a range of 6. Yeah.
So, my old number 2 has a bonus. When performing a ranged attack, add 1 green die to the results. When performing a yellow skill test, add 1 yellow die to the results. But do I just pull a green die out of the bag then?
Or you can just roll it twice.
That's true.
Either works.
Looks like Null just gave me a die from the bag. But it has another effect. Once per game, choose a space to attack. Any minion on that space or any adjacent space is affected by that attack.
Yeah.
So you deal splash damage?
Yeah, so I deal splash damage. So if I roll 6 or higher, I defeat all of them at once?
I think it said 1. Let me see. Per game, choose space at any minion on that space or any adjacent spaces. Yep.
That does not include diagonal.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
you
fair
leave
point.
one
So you can
wide.
only kill 3 of them.
And it does read once per game, not once per story. So it might be like a once per session kind of thing.
maybe we should look up, or here.
Didn't it say though that like you can move in a diagonal for it to count as 1?
Oh, no. You can move, that's fine.
So then
but
that
that
would
one
technically
says
be
it-
adjacent.
Oh, here we go in the glossary. Adjacent. The 8 spaces that are pointed to in this example are adjacent
yeah.
to the space with a figure in it.
Yep.
So diagonals
So the
and
diagonals, too.
orthogonals. So here, you take your turn. I'll look.
Okay, well, I don't want to waste a game, a once per game ability on the opening scenario.
Go big or go home.
Because this is an encounter, not a game.
Okay, well, just in case, I'll go ahead and I guess I'll attack that far one. Or no, the leader. The leader's right here, so I'll attack the leader.
There is a thing about attacking. Oh no, it's not a boss. It's a leader. Never mind. Yes, they're different.
Okay. And I missed.
Where's you gonna roll your purple dice with it?
I mean, I could, since I skipped my reserve.
Mm-hmm.
Got 4. And it has a 6. So, there we go, 6. So I defeat the leader?
Is that you're using your thing's ability? I didn't see anything mentioning it.
I'm not using the ability.
Okay, then yes, you did defeat the leader.
Okay.
You get a courageous card.
Right. At the end of this minion's turn, okay. I am courageous. I can store 1 attribute die on this status card. Any player can spend that die when spending dice on their turn. If the scuffy would become scared, instead of becoming scared, remove the status and discard any dice stored on it.
And you get 1 button. Let me just figure out what the
Can I get you a weapon?
Okay. So, the boss has been defeated. The leader.
Defeated is the monster.
Wrong one, actually.
The circle is the leader.
Yeah, the circle here.
Oh. Whoops.
It's still defeated.
I did say the leader though, so.
Yep.
Buttons are a form of in-game currency that a player gets each time that her stuffy defeats a minion. The game will inform players on how they can spend them. And I believe that means it's Oreo's turn.
So, those two are discarded. This goes back into the bag.
We probably should get a...
So what is a story? A story, the whole book?
No, a story is like a chapter,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, so once per chapter.
Okay.
Okay.
So I could have done that and exploded all of the enemies.
Did you
Your
want to?
turn's not over
No.
yet.
No, I would have felt bad getting all of this set up only to chuck a grenade, basically.
I mean, if that's what it works.
Yeah, it just moves us to the next page.
Maybe, which is weird. I see writing, but I don't see...
Also, I would steal all of the resources at that point.
What's the QR codes say, by the way?
Those are these QR codes allow you to open up those pages in the rulebook.
Oh, okay.
So how many dice do I draw?
5.
Do I put these in?
Those are discarded.
Yeah, those are discarded, so
Discarded into the bag?
Here.
no.
No.
They don't get put back into the bag until all the dice have been drawn.
Okay.
So you didn't roll any white die.
There is 1 minion die, the black.
What's that?
That means that they'll get a turn when everyone is played. We'll get to that once we get to it.
Okay. What are blue?
So first you roll white dice, you don't have any of those. Then you place the threat, which you did. Then you perform actions. Blue have no unique actions. They can be
They're used for defense.
you can use them to move, you can reserve, you can encourage, you can perform a skill test of a matching color, or contribute to a group task of the matching color. Red can be used for melee attack. Yellow can be used for search. If you want to search, let me see if this requires a specific thing. Most maps have a search icon in the upper right corner of the map with the target number.
I need a green dice to get up on the bed.
see any.
This one probably doesn't have anything that we can find.
To search, spend any number of yellow dice if your roll exceeds or... Yeah, so this one, so you're... Essentially, this color die is a blue die, for all intents and purposes. So you have 3 general dice and 1 melee attack die.
Okay, and I need a green dice to get up on the bed.
Yes.
So what can I do then?
You can move. You can reserve.
Is that it?
For now, yes.
Can I only give one person a reserve?
I don't know. You roll it first anyway. Encourage. To encourage a stuffy, choose another player's stuffy and do one of the following. Store one of your dice on that stuffy's card, just as you would. Doesn't say you can't do it more than once per turn. Yeah, you can. But you roll it first.
Okay. So I can give all three of you a dice.
Technically, yes. You chat, you can't see this, but he rolled 3 ones. I know, it's that shocking. I feel better now about my dice rolling capabilities.
Yay, a 1.
And I can reserve one for myself.
I was gonna say, if it's a 1.
It's more
You
than
need to
the
go.
others combined.
Okay, I guess that's all I can do.
And that's your go.
Okay.
Nothing to
So I start with the
The dice
dice
bag.
bag.
draw 5 die. Now we're doing.
Taffet is having flashbacks about a cave.
Now we're. Is it the cave with Will Wheaton?
It's the Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
It's the Will Wheaton cage.
Yeah. So now we're doing the dragon. Oh, right, wrong game. Oh wow. Hey. Oh. Okay. So, a general wild. You roll that one first.
Alright.
Your goal is to get not that.
Not that.
You need to get a 5 or higher.
Oh, okay.
You can technically roll one of these if you want to try to get an extra stuffy.
Not with the 2, no.
Okay. This will go on the track.
Yep. And
That's general.
so I could utilize this for a move situation.
Now remind you, you have a ranged attack, so you
Yeah.
don't have to cross the green line.
Correct.
And you can use this for your ranged attack.
Bengali,
But they will count as any color die that I want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Pink is random.
Bengali chose not to wipe out the enemy, and now we're gonna die.
You missed it.
What?
He decided to roll 3 dice for support. 1, a 1, and a 1.
Why don't you keep the blue die?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
Well, Lumpy can re-roll blue dice.
Don't look at me. I don't remember how to play this damn
Why
game.
don't people tell me these things?
It's on your character card.
Can I re-roll all the blue dice?
No.
Yes.
Oh. Did you ever use a skill or something for that, or is that just generic?
It's generic. All of us have one. Mine is for yellow.
No, once per turn, while taking a turn with Theodora, you can swap one of your attribute dice for an attribute dice in the discard pool.
Okay, so yours is a tribute dice, but I believe that flops is green dice.
Use this ability after rolling dice for flops. You may reroll 1 or more green dice. Okay.
And mine is for yellow.
So I'm just stuck with the freaking 1 then. Who does red then? Is it Lionel?
Probably.
Alright, so I'm going to use this, I think, for a move.
Okay.
Big moves.
I'm gonna get this one right here.
Yep. So can go up to that number of spaces.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Would you get me barbecue?
And then what's the range on your weapon?
I believe it's 4 because that's in the
Yes.
parentheses. Yeah.
So yeah,
So technically, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4.
you can attack any of them.
Yeah.
Then you would use that, and your goal is to get a 5 or higher. Now, you can roll both against 1 for a higher chance to get a 5 or higher, or you can take the chance to roll them each individually, the 5 or higher.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna roll them both. But then, do they technically count as a green die now?
I don't think so. I'm looking right now. I don't think so. Let's see. Bonuses. And using purple dice. Various cards and effects give bonuses to your die. In all cases, bonuses are applied after effects. Purple dice may be used in place of other attribute dice. However, big however, purple dice do not benefit from any bonuses except for those granted specifically to purple dice.
Okay.
A purple dice is used in a purple dice is used in place of another colored die. The purple die does not become the other color, so no, you can't use the ability for it. But when performing a ranged attack, add 1 to green die result. Oh yeah, so you can't use the +1 on that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So your goal, yeah, your best bet's just roll both
I'm
at
gonna
the
roll
same
together. I'm gonna go at the square.
time. Okay. Well then.
Well, I could have split it.
You could have.
I didn't trust it.
But you did overkill one.
Significantly overkilled one.
Shoot. And that was the square.
I was gonna ask, can you roll a dice and then decide if you want to add the other dice?
No. Well, you can add the other die, but you can't separate the die. So once he decided to roll both of them, at that point he went all in.
He could have rolled one and then added the other.
As far as I can tell, yes. I'm gonna double check that though. For my actions. Perform an action, you must spend a die of the appropriate color. To spend a die, roll that die, resolve its effect, then discard it. Actually, no, you cannot.
Yep.
So once you make a choice, that's the choice. You can't add anything to it. I believe that's it for your turn.
That's all my dice handled. Yep.
Okay, my turn.
That was one heck of a rubber band I used.
2, 3, 4, and 5. Hey, no black though. A nice green to get in melee range. We'll roll for the stuffy. Come on, 5. Hey, wait, doesn't it need to be 5 or higher? Or does it has to be higher? I think it has to be higher, so I think I needed a 6. After each roll, the result is equal to or higher than your stuffies. You get a stuffing, so huzzah. Can I get a stuffing, please? So that will be done. Now. I am going to move. Luckily, moving, it doesn't matter how many dice I roll, I can just move again. 1. Fantastic. I just don't think I can end my turn on someone else's space.
Correct.
Move. Stuffy cannot be moved. There we go. Not end its movement on the space, so I can't move there. Or there. That one's done. Go ahead and move 3. 1, 2, 3.
I love how this game very specifically avoids the use of certain words.
Right?
It uses stuffy instead of stuffing.
Because this is stuffing. Stuffy is the thing the stuffing is in. And I'm just going to use both mine for an attack. We're doing red, and I actually get a +2 to red die results.
Taffet says, so this game takes place in a bedroom and everyone
So
is
actually, you
getting
know what?
stuffing.
I'm going to...
But somehow
I
this
can't move
does
those.
not
Sorry.
violate TOS.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But that's a solid +2, not 2 dice.
When performing a melee attack, add 2 to red die results.
Okay.
So if I roll 3 red dice, it's 2 each. But I got 6 total, defeating the Octagon. 1, And I get a button.
Then I did my pencil wrong. Whoops.
Well, it might say something different. What does your pencil
No,
say?
I just reread it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I do believe... Actually... I am going to do that. I'm going to swap my stored dice with one in the attribute pool. It does say I can swap one of my attribute dice for an attribute dice in the discard pool.
So you swapped your bum one
For
red for
wild
a
5.
Wild 5.
And I do believe that's my turn, so now it is the enemy's turn.
Looks like you defeated another one.
Yes. Minion turn. To resolve a minion turn, do the following steps in order. Minion activation. Starting with the minion at the top of the minion column. Minions are activated one at a time until each minion in play has been activated once. To activate a minion, do the following in order. So, we will be using one die this turn, essentially. Take a die off the threat track and roll it. Match the number result to an action on the minion's card. That action will determine the minion's speed, range, and strength for the activation, as well as any special rolls that apply during the action. So, you're going to go ahead and roll a...
I rolled a 5.
Clickety. After, let's see, 3 movement, 1 ranged, 4 attack. So that's how that's read. Yes. Move, target, attack. Okay. So it can move 3. It can target 1 space away. And attacking minion deals damage equal to its strength.
Which is 4.
I'm good. Okay. And what's the rest of it say?
After this calling attacks, move it 3 spaces towards the closest nuts and bolts space.
Oh, right behind it. Alright, so first, move the minion the following step. If the minion is adjacent to a stuffy, do not move it. It wasn't. Otherwise, move the minion towards the nearest stuffy, which we already did. Determine which stuffy the minion will target for an attack by following the steps. If there are no stuffies within range, doesn't matter. If there's only 1 in range, it will target that stuffy. So I'll target my character. Attack. It now attacks the target. To resolve the attack following these steps, the attack minion deals damage equal to the minion's strength. You said the minion's strength is 4?
Yep.
Ouch. If the target stuffy has a die stored on the card, the stuffy may choose to defend against the attack by rolling the stored die and blocking damage up to the roll result. Then remove a number of stuffing from the target stuffy equal to the unblocked damage. If it loses all its stuffing, it will become collapsed. See collapse in the section below. If the target stuffy defended with a die and blocked all of the damage, then that die is returned to the stuffy's card. Otherwise, it is discarded. So I can use it to defend, and if I successfully defend all the damage, I get the die back. If I don't, then I take the difference in damage. And I lose the die.
Do these get discarded?
1 stays on me. Because it's once we're done with this, then I'm assuming this will move up.
Okay.
Ouch. So I lose the die, and 3 stuffies.
I would like to protect Eclipse and use reinforced stitching.
That requires you to spend a heart. We don't have any.
Not yet.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Wait, for defeating a leader, didn't I get a heart?
No, you got a courageous card.
Okay.
After activating a minion, discard the black threat die used to determine its actions and activate the next minion in the minion column. Once all minions have been activated once, discard any black threat dice remaining on the threat track. Return all dice to the discard pool to the dice bag and continue the next player's turn. So actually, yeah, they'll go away. Alright, and the bag. Then all the dice go back. I guess it's a good thing for Theodore to go last.
Wow, the casual Bengali just had to know that. Of course, you'd have already. Oh no! Out of context. That's
To be
terrible.
fair, I'm pretty sure he. Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines like, "And we don't have them yet. We haven't learned humanity.
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 So
Press the button. Without your
Have a
runaway
think.
die.
So, I've got one white, one blue, one red, one green, and one yellow.
Are you going to use the red iPad? Or you can use that one still?
Humanity.
No, it's humanity.
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 You're a useless character and nobody loves you.
Who likes you? Okay, so you roll your stuffing first.
Okay. I'm not, or I guess there's a possibility that I could get a 7th one.
Yeah. Not this
I rolled a
time.
3.
So discard. And then you have your actions. You have a search die, which we don't have a search, so it's a blue die for all intents and purposes. Melee attack, a ranged attack, and another blue.
I'll just do a range attack.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna get that
Well,
plus.
I'm gonna go ahead and encourage.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
Okay. Six.
6 for my range attack.
Kaboom.
It actually becomes a 7 with my old number 2. So
Yes, and you get another button.
button. Who's got the button?
So Lumpy literally just stood there doing nothing but cheering you guys on.
It's like Eeyore. I mean, look at him.
Like Taffet said, you're the bard.
Yeah.
Okay. Claps, defending, hearts and buttons.
Also, who says I don't have a heart? I'm sure I've got a few in a box.
Okay. Then, all right. So I'm guessing that you read the next bit.
Yes. The Crawleys fought back, but only half-heartedly, appearing to be more interested in stealing random items throughout the bedroom. Don't let them take a single thing, declared Theodora, but 2 Crawleys slipped back under the bed, carrying a comb and a single sock. The stuffies fought bravely, but they could not keep odds and ends from being smuggled into the purple glow. Flops saw Crawley dragging away the little girl's beloved baby blanket. It was too much to bear. "Oh no, you don't!" she cried, and dove forward, grabbing a corner of the blanket. But the Crawley vanished under the bed, and suddenly Flops found herself sliding across the floor at a dangerous pace. Stitch grabbed hold of Flop's legs, and Thea and Lumpy threw themselves on top of the bunny. Together, all 4 were able to hold onto the blanket and each other, and one of the big girl's feet, of the big girl's bed's feet. Blah 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 blah. "Well done, stuffies," called Stitch. "Now pull it back." They slowly began to reel the blanket back out of the glow. "It's working!" Theodora exclaimed. "We're doing it!" But then there was a great tug, as if some unseen force from within the glow was working against them. And just like that, Lumpy lost his grip on the bed. He only had time to whisper, "Oh no!" before all 4 of them were yanked into the purple unknown below the bed, and with that, the light vanished. The bedroom was dark and silent once again, and up on the big girl bed, the sweet little girl held herself and shivered as she slept.
Roll credits. Game over. We lost.
Oh no!
Oh no. And I think this is a good time for a break while we get ready for the next chapter.
If we take a break, we might not be able to do the next chapter.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Or, I mean, if you don't think we can finish it, then we'll skip the break.
Okay. By the way, how did the sleep cards work?
Nothing had popped up about it yet, though. Double check. Counter. Find, encourage, group test, search, equipment slots, party items. Red, discard dice. Sleep cards. Each time a stuffy collapses or the storybook directs you to, you must reveal a card from the sleep deck. Sleep cards have no effect. Restless cards have an effect if one is described in the sidebar of the current storybook page. If the waking card is revealed, players no longer reveal sleep cards when directed to. The waking ending will trigger instead of the sleep ending if the stuffies win. So when someone dies or
Oh, the story says a condition is...
yes.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and set us up here.
Return all dice except those stored on cards to the dice bag, reshuffle the minion deck, and the bookkeeper passes the bookmark to the player on their left, and a new bookkeeper reads the following. Oreo's not really going to do any reading.
No, he's really not. Minion deck is this one.
Yes.
Yeah, at least for tonight's session, if you just want to keep reading.
Okay. They plummeted through dirty, hazy air, screaming as the ground rushed up to meet them. Theodora hit first, quickly followed by Flops and Stitch. My poor head, moaned Flops, seconds before Lenny's landed right on top of her, the squeaker in his leg giving out to shrill toot. Get off, she called from underneath him. So sorry, Lumpy said as he rolled away. Where are we? He asked in terror. The stuffies all looked around the strange landscape. They appeared to have landed on a giant mound of toys that stretched up to the sky. Past the mound was a barren land covered with countless more heaps of toys that reached for the dirty brown sky above.
I recognize this place.
Not the Isle of Misfit Toys.
No, it's the children's playground in Midgar from Final Fantasy VII.
I don't see an elephant playground set.
It's okay, it's close enough.
It's in there somewhere.
Here and there, crawlies scuttled through the waste, picking at choice parts. Farther in the distance, the stuffies could see a huge factory belching oily smoke into the sky, and large machines on spiked treads that rumbled over the landscape, probing with their cruel pincer arms. It's terrible, whispered Flops. I've heard of this place before, said Stitch sadly. It's called the Fall, a world between worlds filled with toys that are now lost.
Oh, the Isle of Misfit Toys.
But who would lose their toys? Asked Lumpy, and tears began to form in his eyes. So I guess that was more like but who would lose their toys?
I don't know which one of us is tripping right now, but I need you to stop. I want to leave. I came across a line in something I was watching the other day, and it was like someone discussing something, and their friend was like, you never had me, but now you've lost me.
We have to figure out a way to get home to our little girl, said Theodora. Wait, I hear something, hissed Flops, her long ears pricked up in alert.
I would hope so.
Behind us! The stuffies turned around, and sure enough, they could make out a train not too far away, on the ground below. Battered stuffed animals and dolls toiled by the train. Their backs were bent by large sacks. They shuffled up to the train one by one, and a large mechanical arm would reach down and lift the bags off their backs, then toss them onto the train car. The train gave a belch of black smoke and slowly began to grind forward. Several crawlies ran up to the train with some last-minute additions, and Theodora, with her sharp eyes, recognized an object carried by a crawly. The blanket! She cried. They're putting our girl's blanket on that train! There's no time to lose, barked Stitch. We'd better hoof it down this pile if we're going to catch that train. Reveal a sleep card.
And boom! Sleeping.
Okay, we have our stuffies already set up in the corner. We need the train token on the tracks at the bottom right of the map.
Choo choo.
I heard you guys talking crap while I was outside.
Yeah, what about it?
Bless you.
Should we just continue, like, the order we were playing in? So who went last?
It was me.
So then it would be Oreo next.
We've got some interactions there. Let's see. Difficult terrain. When moving on a heap of toys, a Stuffy loses one stuffing for each non-green die used in the move. Stuffies on the train tracks and minions are unaffected by this rule.
Of course they are. I'm not seeing a
Hydrate.
train.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Oh no.
Sip, sip.
Sip, sip.
Now that's some average quality H2O.
Sip, sip, son of a bit.
I'm not seeing a train figure.
It said train marker, so I don't think that there was
Oh.
a figure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think you
Maybe
have
it's
all
in
the-
here then.
I'm saying I think you have all the markers. The only markers that I have over here are the from the expansion.
Maybe this is it then.
Yeah. And it fits.
Okay.
I thought it said bottom right.
Let's see. On the bottom right. Yep. Bottom right. You are correct.
Okay. Oreo, it is your go.
What are the bubbles?
Those are event cards, and if you land on them, you get to draw an event.
Are they usually good?
It depends.
Depends. Think of them as like Monopoly chance cards.
There's also two spots on here. The
That you'll read from over there if you land there. Also, yellow dice are usable here. If you use that dice and roll higher than a 4, or a wild with it, you get to draw a item card.
And what's the eyeball?
If you land there, you get to read a special bit of the story that has that specific next to it. So, like for instance, that says to I. If you land there, you'd read this bit for you.
The same with that?
And that's where monsters start.
Okay.
If and when we get monsters.
And we're trying to get here?
yes.
Okay, so draw, dive.
There's additional rules that I have yet to read.
Oh.
So I already read the difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
You lose a stuffing if you don't use a green die to move,
Like at all. Matter
or
where
for
you're moving.
each non-green die used.
Yes, but I'm saying, is there something specific marked for it, or is it just on this map in general? If you use a green die or if you don't use a green die to move, you lose health.
On this map in general.
Okay.
Let's see. And then all aboard requires using a red die to move onto the train. If at any time all stuffies are on the train token, then we move on to the next section.
Can we miss the train? I guess we'll figure out when it says if we do or not.
Yeah.
So you drew your dice.
It actually doesn't say any rules for moving the train.
Oh, okay. Do your dice. You don't have any stuffing dice, so now you do the threat dice, which you put on the thing even though we don't have a threat at the moment. Correct? Does that place any monsters?
Nothing as I do not see anything for placing monsters yet.
Okay. And then you do whatever actions you'd like to do with the rest. Green is the only die you can use to move without getting hurt. Is it one stuffy every space or one stuffy every move?
Every move or every die.
Okay. You can move with the die 6 spaces, but it's not green, you would only lose 1 health for those 6.
Ooh.
And you're right there. Yeah, that works.
And what can I do with the other dice? Anything?
You can search. As long as you roll higher than this number with the yellow die, you get to draw an item card.
Oh, did we still keep these
Yes.
stored? Okay.
Which you did. So you get to draw an item card. And it is
Magic
miscellaneous. And it's an accessory. So you can have one of each of an icon. So like for instance, your weapon has like a paw. You can have one accessory, one headpiece, one armor piece.
Once per turn on your turn, you may swap one of your
It's my ability.
attribute dice
With one in the discard pool.
for an attribute dice in the discard pool.
It's an item version of my character's ability. I did just notice with mine, it does say when performing melee attack, if the stuffy has 3 or less stuffing, ignore the bonus.
And what is orange for?
Red is for melee attacks.
Red. Okay. Can I swap them?
Technically you can swap it for another green if you want. But give me 1 second, I'm double checking something. Okay. I was looking at encourage. You can store dice and then you can discard any color die and give a stuffing one of your stuffing.
So I can trade a dice? I would like a green. Do I keep this?
Yes. It's an equipment, just like your weapon.
6. So 1, 2.
That's where you're stopping?
Do I have to stop?
Yes.
Would I have to stop there?
Yes. To activate a spot, you have to stop there.
I'll stop there.
Okay, so go ahead and read number 2.
What about that over there? Asked Flops. I'm not Flops. Pointing to an old red wagon that protruded from the mound. That might get us down quicker. It might break our necks too, but it sure looks like a lot of fun. If the train has left and you would like to chase it in the red wagon, go to section 7-2.
Well, it hasn't left yet.
It looks like, or what causes a surge?
The top, I'm assuming.
That's in this purple bar over here.
What's it say specifically?
With the first surge, go to section 7-3.
Surge. When there are no minions in play and the number of dice on the threat attack is equal to or higher than the number of stuffies in play, a surge happens.
Okay.
So, what does it say again?
For surge, go to section 7-3. Additional surges, reveal a sleep card.
Right. So when this hits 4, we do what that says.
Okay. And just nothing with that?
You want, yeah.
What can I do with it?
Melee attack, move, but take damage.
Attack what?
That's what I'm saying.
You also need a red die in order to get onto the train.
But
so-
he can't replace his own die. You can replace someone else's, but you cannot replace your own. Reserve. Instead of spending a die, blah 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 blah. A reserve die needs to be spent to defend against damage. You cannot reserve a die if there is already one on your stuffy card. You can replace someone else's. You cannot replace your own.
You want it or mercy?
Go and give it a mercy.
I think I'll roll it later.
Yeah, it turns out you roll it later.
Yeah.
Oh.
You
give
roll
you
to
that.
defend.
Okay.
And now it is your go.
Okay.
So draw your 5 die. Ooh. So roll your stuffing first. You can try to beat 5 twice or use both to beat 5 once.
I think both to beat 5 once is the safer bet.
Okay. It was not
Still
safe
didn't do
enough.
it. Not safe enough.
And then This goes here. This goes here. So one more activates the surge.
Do we not roll these?
No.
Yeah. And now this purple
Yeah.
die.
It can be used. So it can be used as a green to move if you wanted to.
And it would act as a green for the purpose of movement.
So you don't take damage. Yes.
Okay. So that's what I'll be doing.
So 6.
Nice.
Very nice.
If you're looking for an event thing, you could go. Yep. You go to the chat or the eye. In that direction. Would go to the nearest one closest to me, wouldn't you?
Okay.
Yep.
So now I have to go way farther away to get to the other one. God dang it.
Ragged and Global. I came across a weeping ragdoll. My friend, he's been taken, she cried. Can you help me? Do you help her? If you help, roll a die. I'm a nice. I'm not even
You've
gonna.
already rolled that die.
Well, that's the thing. It's saying roll a dice, and then the thing determines.
Let's see, give me 1 second. Those are lost cards. From a skill test, if you roll a result, otherwise you result a fail. You automatically fail a skill test if you're required to make one, but do not have the appropriate dice.
Here's the thing: it's not a skill test, and it's on
Under
a
lost card.
but it's also on a result of something or
Yes.
on the result of something else.
But it's saying that if you you automatically fail if you are required to make one, but you don't have the appropriate dice.
But then what's technically fail?
Choose.
because
if you
there's-
help roll a die on a result of 3.
Yeah. This one actually tells you to roll a skill test.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, then you're good. Go ahead and roll a die. If you choose the helper.
I feel like helping, you know. It's fine. 5.
Read the 5 effect.
So gullible. Sadie laughed as she and her gang beat you up. Discard all remaining dice, lose a stuffing.
Ouch. Luckily that was your last dice, so...
So there we go.
Okay, just set it to the side.
I will set it to the side.
Just in case you get it back.
Ow! I'm learning that the world is cruel, just like children.
If you had rolled a 1 to 3, you would have gained a heart.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna set that right there.
Did we gain a heart for beating that first
No,
page? No. Okay.
unless the book specifically said.
Okay.
Things will specifically say to gain a heart. Then dice bag.
Oh yeah, my bad.
My turn. Come on, stuffing die.
Come on, no more black.
Right?
Hey, golly.
Well, if we get one more black die, then bad
He's
stuff
making
happens.
a joke.
That's one way to get the stuffing beat out of you.
Uh-huh. Literally. Oh no.
I don't have stuffing dice either. You guys took all the stuffing dice. I need the help.
What are you talking about? I haven't got any.
Anywho's, go ahead and read the surge.
Well, does the surge happen right away, or do we have to
Well,
wait
was
until
it-
after your turn?
What does it say? Oh, that's right. The surge rules would be here. Well, I didn't know if the story said something about. Result. Let's see. If there are no means of playing, the number of dice on the threat equals that. Resolve of this. Resolve the surge in the current storybook. Doesn't specifically say. Oh, it's under check threat, so it'd be number 6.
Oh,
So it
okay.
happens at the end of the turn. Let's see. Go ahead and roll the green dice for movement. 3.
I really should have been like, oh, come on, that was cacked. It's cacked.
And you roll this to move again. Now, I could go here, or I could go here. I probably don't want to branch off too far just in case something bad happens with the surge, so I'll go here. Boop. My turn. Whew. Horrible hair. It's a bunny with a ski mask. Stick 'em up, snapped the rabbit, brandishing a toy knife. I want some stuffing, and I want it now. I want stuffing, and I want it now. The stuffy was lopsided and clearly in need. Choice. Do you give him 1 stuffing, 2 stuffing, or refuse? Ooh, that's a tough one.
The answer is none.
Taffet says give.
I only have 3 stuffing left. That's the problem. Because I defended everyone from a brutal attack.
You already got the I got the gullible card. I'm the gullible one.
I am going to go... I have to refuse. I'm sorry. If you refuse, you don't scare me, Mr. Rabbit. Ask politely next time, and maybe you'll do better. Add a courageous status card to your stuffy. I'll take a courageous status card.
Yay!
So it looks like someone else should be reading these for other people. So that way they can make the choice without seeing all the results.
That sounds like more fun.
That sounds fair.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Which is why I didn't read. I didn't read what the rolls were going to
Same.
be. I was just like, do it.
See, courageous. You can store 1 attribute die on this status card. Any player can spend that die when spending dice on their turn. If the stuffy would become scared, instead of becoming scared, remove the status and discard any die stored on it. I have 2 left. I'm going to replace my blue one with a yellow one. I'm going to try and search. Yay.
Here you go.
Item for me. I get an accessory of marbles. I thought I'd lost them. Just real quick.
You certainly have.
Marbles. Discard this card to immediately discard 1 threat die from the threat track. Then return all dice in the discard pool to the bag. So you know what I'm doing. I'm discarding this.
That way we don't have to worry about a surge.
Yes.
At least right now.
And I have 1 die left. And I am going to go just put it on that.
You're going to store it on your courageous?
Yes.
Are there more discarded dice over here?
No.
Okay.
And there you go. It is your go.
Yay. So now when the surge happens, it won't be your fault.
Yeah, exactly. You get it. 5 black dice. At least you got a stuffing die. I lose all my stats from this because I'm at 3 or lower. It's an useless weapon at the moment until I can gain the stuffy back.
So I'm going to roll for stuffing. Did not get it.
No, you did not.
That gets discarded. Okay.
Fortunately, stuffing is not an attribute dice, or else I would have traded for that.
I'm going to roll green to move. I'm going to roll purple to move. 1, 2, 3. I'm not moving very far.
And then you're going to roll yellow to search.
And I think I'm going to use my 1 in reserve too.
Okay. Are you going to roll for 1 search or 2?
1 search.
Okay.
Total of 8.
Which, yep.
I get a rubber duck.
Yay!
Ignore water environmental conditions.
There you go. You got 2 bad we're down on the water field.
Yes,
We
you
will
get this card in.
eventually probably be on one.
And then first surge.
Go ahead and read, book master.
Read section 7.3. You watch in dismay as the train lumbers away, clickety-clacketing down the misshapen tracks. Train is gone.
Oh, it just doesn't move at all. It just disappears.
Yep.
Oh, but we
That-
did.
And
We
that's
did
it.
say that we had the.
Yes,
We can do the red dragon.
Yeah.
but he just has to land on that space again.
No.
No?
Let's see. If the train is left and you would like to chase in the red wagon, go to section 7.2. Let's see. Or in 7-2, you try to pull the red wagon free. Perform a red strength skill test. Difficulty 5.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So we gotta-
The train hadn't left yet.
Yeah, so now we gotta get back onto that spot.
Well, he's still there.
Yeah, so technically it would just go to Null then to try that.
These get discarded.
Here we go. Ice symbols that include a recycle can be explored multiple times. If a stuffy starts, ends, or moves over an explorable on its turn, end that stuffy's movement, pause that stuffy's turn, and read the matching eye. So to read it again, he would have to automatically end his turn.
No, just end that movement.
And the
So you would
movement,
spend a movement die.
Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm.
I have plenty of
Yes.
movement available. Okay. So I want to roll how much?
The amount of stuffing that you have, or more.
Dice bag.
So 5 or higher.
These were supposed to get put back in because we
I
surged.
failed.
Your next anyway, so there's that.
And then I need to roll a movement to go nowhere.
You're starting there, so it's essentially you don't have to do anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that's what that means. If the stuffy starts, ends, or moves over it, end that stuffy's movement, pause the stuffy's turn, and read the matching thing. So, let's just say you're there on the beginning of your turn, you can use it without using a die.
Without using movement?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so while you're on there, you can try to perform a strength skill.
Red die.
red-
Or purple.
Red or purple.
Pink.
And it needs to beat a 5 or higher.
You can roll both of them. You got it.
Nice.
Okay, you passed. You managed to pull the red wagon out. Retrieve the red wagon item card from the discovery stack and place it nearby.
That's the item stack.
So
Discovery deck.
that's the story, isn't it?
The stuffies hop in the wagon and try to catch the train by riding it down the hill to where the train rounds the bend. Gain 1 heart. Go to page 9, section 9.1, even if there are minions in play.
Can I search before we go?
Let's see, why not?
Sure.
Failed.
And you don't have storage available. So, we move.
You said page 9?
Yes.
Should be just this one. Oh. So go ahead and read that first. Does it probably...
Return all dice except those restored on cards to the dice bag. The bookkeeper passes the bookmark to the player on their left, and the new bookkeeper reads the following.
Okay, you just like, not me.
You gained a heart.
Congratulations, you're not a heartless. Or nobody, for that matter.
There was no time to empty all the toys from the wagon. They quickly climbed in, except Lumpy, who pushed from the rear. It was difficult work, but Lumpy gave a determined trumpet, and suddenly the wagon began to roll. Lumpy barely clambered aboard before the wagon began to shoot down the mound. It bounced as it struck all manner of strange shapes in the garbage, and the stuffies began to scream. "How will we stop this thing?" Lumpy shrieked. "I don't think you'll like that answer," Floppy replied.
Now, looking at the picture, I'm assuming... Looks like you and Lumpy are in the rear. And me and Judy Flops.
Aim for the ramp, shouted Theodora, pointing down at the toboggan that protruded from the base of the heap. "If we can hit it just right, we might be able to catch that train." Place the red token on the space marked with start. Each player places their stuffy in the wagon on a spot of their choice, then begins taking turns normally.
Did we want specific spots?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay. Special rules: when a player draws one or more black dice, they must roll them and place them on the threat track. These represent hazards to avoid.
Okay, and I believe you were next, Mercy.
A Stuffy can attempt to spot hazards on his turn by choosing a black die on the threat track and rolling one or more of their yellow dice. If the roll is equal to or higher than the chosen die, discard that die from the threat track.
Nice.
If you pass a skill test on this page, add any purple dice used in that test to the group task track and represent your increasing speed. These dice make steering harder, but will help in the final test. A Stuffy can attempt to slow the wagon on their turn by choosing a die on the group task track and rolling one or more of their red dice. If the dice is equal to or higher than the chosen die, discard that die from the group task track. Once per turn, during the perform actions step, a player must move the wagon downhill one space and go to the entry listed for that space. This move does not require a die.
Okay, so is there a way you can easily summarize that?
Black creates hazards.
Okay.
Yellow lets you spot and avoid hazards.
Okay.
Purple makes you go faster,
Okay.
but can help you in,
That'll help
which
in the final
makes
task.
but makes it difficult for future tasks. And red can slow you down, but removes the purple from the track.
And then these spots?
They all correspond to different sections of the...
But that I get, but how do you get to them?
I just finished reading that.
Movement.
Once per turn, during the perform action step, a player must move the wagon downhill one space.
Okay.
So basically, during each player's turn, it moves one.
And you have to use, like, for instance, a yellow or green die to be able to do the first one.
Presumably. We will know once we reach those spots.
Okay.
Mr. Impatient.
I'm not trying to be impatient. I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're taking on your turn.
I know, but we're all discovering this as we go.
So, stuffing rolls. Do you want to try 2 4s or both together to get higher than a 4? No, 50-50 on each die, essentially.
2 separate.
Okay. You might as well just roll them both. Yep, there's 1. There's 2. You get 2 stuffings. Let's give you my ring.
So let's go.
Mercy gets 2 stuff.
Okay. And then wagon moves.
Okay.
And we're on
So I can see the
9-2.
color.
The wagon gains speed. Special difficulty. Accepting the test accept the final test. Add 1 to the difficulty of each test on this page for each die on the threats and group task tracks. So each die on this and on this.
What does the red say it can do?
The red can remove purple.
Okay.
The yellow can remove black.
Got it.
Let's see.
Oh, so
Does the purple automatically go on the track once it's rolled?
Yes.
So you put your purple on the track. The 10 side.
so I'm supposed to roll this.
No, once you use it. You don't. If you don't use it, you don't add it to the track.
Oh, okay.
Black automatically gets added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the wagon gains, or 9-2, the wagon gains in speed. Looking ahead, you realize the jump is going to be incredibly dangerous. Either perform a yellow perception or green agility skill test. Difficulty 2.
Well, that. Unfortunately, you don't get your bonus. Does it say when performing a... Oh, it's an attack. Never mind.
But even here, after rolling dice, you may re-roll 1 or more green dice.
But that doesn't work with the pink either.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which one.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
So I gotta roll, and I would pretend that this is the green to kind of... Yeah, so... 4.
There you
Success. So that gets added to the group. And you said that's a green?
Yeah, to the green effect, yeah.
Okay. Quick reflexes helped you steer around some dangerous obstacles. Success.
And then you can use your red dye to get rid of the pink dye. Right?
Yes. But in 9.6, I believe that they said that it'll actually help with our final test over here.
Oh, okay.
I will let it sit then.
Okay.
And then these two just go to waste.
You can totally use one to give me one of your stuffing.
How do I do that?
You use a die and give me one of your stuffing.
It's part of the encourage, right?
Yes, let me double check. Encourage, discard any colored die and give that stuffy one of your stuffing.
Discard.
Yay, I can use my weapon again.
Yay! And then I would just,
I know, right?
I would just discard this one too, because
You can store one for Bengali.
That's true, you can do
that's
that.
true. You know what then? I will have discarded the blue, and I'll store a red for Bengali.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you.
Watch, I'm gonna get like 4 stuffing things now. Like I said, of course.
One more.
There's 1 stuffing. Yeah, I'll take the pinks. First the stuffing, I need a 4 or higher. Did not get that.
Well,
Boop.
now you gotta roll the black, because it says you gotta roll that.
Yep, when a player draws 1 or more black dice, you must roll them.
There's the 4 I needed.
And that actually goes here.
Oh, okay. No, not 5, it's a 4. I promise it was a 4.
It was a 4.
Alright, 9-3.
Okay.
Hey, green too.
A pile of toys blocked your path and you realize a collision was unavoidable. Perform a blue resistance or green agility skill test. Difficulty 3+. With the purple and the black die, it is now a difficulty of 5.
Trying to think of what I would need another pink for. If I use the pinks, it goes on the difficulty track.
Yep.
Need a 5. Do I trust myself to be able to get that with 2 of them?
I'd say so.
Do I get to try again with another die?
No, you gotta decide.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We'll try for the 2. Well, you did say it helps us in the end, too. Screw it.
Like, it makes it more difficult now, but it helps us at the end.
And I don't get a
That's a green, so you got no
bonus. Well, no, I was looking at this. Oh, I can switch it for a green, but I don't get bonus for green. It's not a red challenge, so.
Can you swap a pink for a green?
Yeah, but oh, yeah,
Purple
that's
for
true.
a green?
No.
Because there's none in there.
No.
Okay.
There's 1 blue and 3 white.
Okay.
That's a good idea, though. I believe we passed.
Yep, but you needed that.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was green.
Let's see. You ducked in time as you crashed through the pile. Toys went flying everywhere and the wagon continues careening down the heap. You gained 1 heart.
Hey, our first heart.
Second.
Our second heart. I forgot Oreo does have a heart.
I'm the only one with a heart.
Not anymore. What am I into? So my hearts, I can use a heart when a player rolls an attribute dice, and then I can have them re-roll it, 1 or more of those dice. I can choose a stuffy to remove 1 or more status cards from that stuffy. Or I can use this ability anytime a player draws dice. That player may return all dice just drawn from the bag and redraw.
Speaking of drawing. Thank you.
So it's support.
I swear to Christ, if there's a Bing Bong sequence. What's a Bing Bong sequence?
Oh no, it's not even Chris, it's just Chris.
Oh.
I swear to Chris. Who's Chris?
So, dice.
Next challenge is green, so I'll take the 1 black because you have 2 green.
Right. Well, first I need to roll a 6 to get stuffing. That gets discarded. Black die is a 5. Ugh.
Notice we're rolling low on everything, but not the black.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. Let's see, 9-4. Sorry, you used your extra T when you renamed this account. You had to steal it from. Okay.
How about just your extra F?
See, a giant machine burst up from the pile, sending the wagon sliding to the left. The machine's engine roared and black smoke began to roll out of the giant exhaust pipes that the wagon was about to pass next to. Incoming!
Oh no.
So this is either a yellow perception or green agility skill test. Difficulty 4 or plus, 4 or more. With 3 purple and 2 black on the track. That is now a difficulty of 9.
6, 7, 8. But give my heart to you, hon. I will let you re-roll the 2 and the 1.
Thank you. 10.
Much better.
Hearts are so fleeting, apparently.
Sorry.
Worth it.
You grab the fabric of your companions and dive for cover as flames burst from the pipes, covering the wagon in orange fire. Luckily, everyone avoided the worst of it. Place a courageous card on this stuffy. I already have a courageous card.
But let me double check something. Let's see what you can do if you already have one. I'm assuming that you just can't have it. But let me double check. Status cards, when stuff becomes something, it means place that. A stuffy cannot have 2 status cards of the same type placed on it.
So there you go.
Okay. Nothing bad happened, but nothing good happened.
I do have a red die. I'm going to try and reduce
One of them.
One of them.
So you just need to roll a 1 or higher.
Let's see.
Where did our wagon marker go? Oh, there it is.
You know what?
So you have to.
I have to choose a die on the group track.
So you can choose the. Well, you can roll and then choose. Does it say you have to choose and then roll?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll just choose the 1. It has to be equal to or higher.
I think we all knew what was coming.
That reduced the difficulty.
You can put stuffing in that exhaust pipe. I heard exhaust pipes like to be stuffed from time to time.
Have it.
It's like those TikTok videos where someone like has a pipe and they stick like a cucumber or something in it and then put sealant over it or something.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes. 9-5. You spy the broken, jagged handle of the hockey stick.
Roll that.
And the wagon was about to pass right under it. Perform a red strength or blue resistance skill check. Difficulty 5 or higher. And
Plus.
it is a difficulty of 11.
But he can use the yellow die for something.
Oh yeah. You can attempt to spot hazards. By choosing a black die on the threat track and rolling 1 or more of the yellow dice.
And you have to get higher than that die.
Equal to or higher.
So you could choose the 3 that was just put there, roll the yellow dice to beat it or meet it.
And it has to be blue or red. So what I would do, use the yellow to beat the black, and use the red to beat the pink. The only problem with
And
that
then
is...
roll blue with the reserve.
Yes, and then you roll blue with the reserve.
Okay.
So pick what one you want to try and get rid of. You have to roll equal to or higher.
The 3 black dice.
We'll do 3.
Yep. You got equal. It's
Yep,
out.
so it's out.
Okay, so now your skill check is 10. Do you want to do that with the pink die too?
And I'm doing that with the red to get rid of pink.
Yes.
And I can pick which one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do 2.
And that's gone.
Perfect.
Too.
So now your skill check is an 8.
So you have 2 blue die. 9.
9.
Perfect.
Nice. Worked out perfectly.
And then you can reserve that one.
Okay. You seized an old game board and used it as a shield. Gain a heart.
Can you have more than 1 heart at a time?
Yes. I believe so. Actually,
As long as you've got a box to put it in.
Yeah, but, well, maybe.
You can.
Or a fridge.
Or wait.
At
I guess-
time, let's see. A heart can be spent. Stuff is active. ability can be performed without having to... Wait. Oh, the active ability. Both earned abilities and active abilities can be performed at any time, unless otherwise specified in your stuff's card. When a heart is spent, it is returned to the supply. It doesn't say there's a limit.
Okay. Right.
Or you stole my heart away.
Last check. Or last section. There are times where one can only hope for luck. The red wagon hit the ramp, and you call upon the child to protect you as you rocket towards an unknown fate. Perform a purple luck skill test. Difficulty 6. Subtract 1 from the difficulty for each die, regardless of the die's result, on the group test track.
So, you might have a problem here. First off, stuffing, 5 or higher.
Nope.
Then,
You ask the child to protect you. Don't touch the child.
roll the black one.
Okay.
Hey, that's
Hey,
nice.
a 1. Never thought I'd be happy to see that.
You can use the yellow dice. Now, I'm
The
assuming...
black does not impact this.
I mean, but you can't use yellow for anything else.
That's true.
In fact, you can't use anything.
Yeah, because there's no
What?
purple dice for me at all.
Oh, you want to roll purple on this?
I didn't have any.
Yeah, I know, but that's what you want.
Yeah. And he has to roll
unless
how much?
that matters because we're at the end.
Each one of the purple ones on the track
Minus.
reduces the check by 2.
And what's the check total right now?
4.
4. So you just need somehow to get 1 purple die.
Which I don't have a method to do.
What's your heart abilities over there, Mr. Hart?
Nothing.
Like, they're
I'm
all
assuming I cannot use my magic marker
What does it say?
to swap a dice.
But
Attribute
specifically
die.
what it says.
Once per turn on your turn.
It's an
There you go.
attribute die.
Well, no, it's on your turn. Purple is still an attribute die,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
once per turn on your turn.
On your turn.
It's
then.
on your turn.
I never found it.
You can't use it.
That's cheating.
Players may equip. Wait. Players may equip cards to their stuffies from this wagon and may move unequipped cards to this wagon instead of discarding them.
So are you suggesting that he puts the magic marker on there and then that will allow Mercy to take the magic marker?
What I'm looking at.
That would be hilarious. Because there is a purple one that is discarded.
Discarding a die means moving it to the discard. Discarding a card means moving it to the discard pile from the deck of which it came. But it doesn't say when you can discard. Where is the item section?
It's not even the child, it's what they call out to. It's that they call out. You ask the child to protect you. It's not that. It's not even the child. It's that they call out to the child like one calls out to a god. That means eventually their god abandons them, just like our god abandoned us. Do not give the kobolds that is magic, or anything that is magic or a marker.
I think you can call it up there, Mercy.
Do it.
I'm definitely not going to tell Mercy about the supply of markers that I have on my desk.
Ah.
For magic.
Your walls will never be the same.
What?
I mean, it's a rental. Go ham.
I am like 100% positive we're not getting the deposit back.
I honestly don't care.
I am not seeing anything that says you can discard a card whenever.
Are you seeing anything that says when you have to discard a card?
No.
Therefore, whatever.
There is such things as party items, which I'm assuming that's the red wagon.
The red wagon's a party item, yes.
The party item in the description.
Of
Yes.
the red wagon, yes.
But around the queen, party items are treated as if they're equipped to all stuffies simultaneously. There is no limit to the number of party items that can be in play. It only says Like Theodore is equipped with the letter opener, then finds the scissors. Since both cards have pause icon, Theodore can't equip both, so if they want to equip the scissors, they have to discard the letter opener. Drawing an item, you may either equip the card to your stuffy or trade it to another player. Drawing a party item card from in reach. Doesn't say anything about purposely discarding. So I'll leave that up to the table.
The magic marker specifically says that you can only do it on your turn. The wagon does not.
I know, but there's nothing saying whether you can or can't choose to discard something. The wagon itself says players may equip to their stuffies from this wagon and may move unequipped cards to this wabbit. Instead of discarding them.
If you draw an item, do you have to equip it?
If you draw an item,
And it has the space for you to
you
equip
equip it.
Okay, so
Unless
then
you have
technically,
something in that spot, then you have to choose one thing to keep.
so then technically it was equipped and therefore it couldn't be moved around. So, because otherwise that would create a situation where quite literally it's just in the wagon and everybody would be able to use it and just, yeah. So that would be too powerful. So I'm of the mind that even though it stinks, I don't think the child is listening. I don't think I have the thing. I'm still gonna roll these yellow dice though.
I mean, they won't do anything.
No, it will remove the black dice.
We're done with the black die.
I'm gonna roll it anyway.
Okay.
It
'Cause
makes
why
him
the heck?
feel better.
It makes me feel good.
While he's rolling, did
Click,
you want
clack,
to roll
math
the
rolls.
read the fail?
Sure. The wagon smashed into the side of the train, sending the stuffies flying. They lay at the foot of the heap, nursing their sore heads. Well, bother, Theodore groaned. Each stuffy receives 2 damage.
Ah, come on!
Oh man.
I just was able to use my weapon again. I think I used the heart for the wrong thing. Out of curiosity, what was the fail for the one for you that you had?
The one that I had?
Yeah.
Let's see, that was 9-4. Place a scorched status mark card on this stuffy and any other stuffy on that same side of the wagon.
So I'm assuming it means front to back, so I would have been burned anyway. But I couldn't be because I had courageous. And you couldn't be because you have courageous.
It says scorched, not scared.
Scared.
The stuffy would become scared instead of becoming scared. Remove this status. But that's what I'm saying. You can only have one status.
One of each type.
Oh, okay.
And this would take us to page 13, but it is 10 o'clock. Nobody has made any fix your little red wagon jokes. I don't get it.
So, we crashed our wagon, and you're going to be here on Sunday.
Next Sunday I will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I say we just pick this up next Sunday.
Flip the page.
I'm okay with that.
So we have crashed our wagon into the train. Everyone's taking damage. And we will be checking out the Bramble Bum. Fantastic. Next Sunday. Or Wednesday or Saturday, if that's what we choose to do. Who knows?
Who knows?
He looked at me pointedly.
I crashed my wagon into a train. I don't care. I love it. That song will forever have a very, very
Wouldn't it
strange
just been
place.
easier to take a high picture of the whole thing?
Eh,
I want a detail.
better detail.
Someone is dead. Again! Tired of being almost dead. Can I not be almost dead? That'd be great.
We will fix it.
Talk to Mercy about it. They're the ones that almost killed us.
But yeah, I guess go ahead and do outros. I'm gonna start cleaning up the die.
Okay. Does anyone have any raid suggestions? And does anyone have my keyboard?
I move the keyboard over here so it wouldn't fall back behind the couch. Again.
Is Zaldar streaming?
Who?
Zaldar.
I don't know who that is, but I can check.
Yeah. Zaldar.
Zeldar is one of Eclipse's friends.
Yep.
Oh, well, in that case, no.
Does not look like it. I found this at the bottom, by the way.
More card sleeve?
Well, yeah.
We could try to raid Muskie. They're still streaming.
They won't be streaming for long.
Yeah. We could raid Razem. They oftentimes do like board games and stuff like that. But currently they're doing art. So
I'm not opposed to Razim.
I can just search for someone doing board games.
Well, that Virtually Heroes is.
That's...
Yeah, if we pop up on the search for board games now.
That's cool.
We're on the first page out of 7.
Well, 7 people.
We're the third highest.
Huzzah! I mean, when the highest is 9. I'll take it.
No, my vote is Razim though.
Item.
Let's try to keep all of our equipment together so that way they're easy to distribute.
I'll just put them with the character in the big card envelope they came in.
I don't have a dust.
It is this one?
Let me know, because the dust mount I use, this one right here,
Don't
is like
think
$4.
so. I think it looked like that. It might have been that one, but so if they fit, go with that one.
Tether also does board games occasionally, don't they?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Dither.
Put that with mine. I'm gonna put these upside down on this one. Heart.
Yeah, we'll do Razem. Oh, I hate that Twitch friggin' changes everything. Okay, raid is ready to start.
Alright. Well, I guess take us to the outro screen? Or take it to the bridge. Dirty Bay. Or... wait, we don't have the mics on the outro page, do we?
I think we do, but if not, I can just turn it on.
Okay.
Outro, can you hear me? Yeah, the mic's on.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you had fun. We sure did. The next time we're scheduled to stream is going to be on Wednesday. Be sure to show Razim the same respect that you show us. Be sure to wash your face, wash your paws, Get up, stretch, drink plenty of water, and take care of yourselves out there. The next time we're scheduled to stream, I already said that, is Wednesday. We like to keep our raid messages simple. VH raid flanked by your favorite emotes. If you're subscribed to the channel, I highly recommend the Virtually Heroes hype emote.
You told me to take care of myself. Make me.
Honestly, just keep these.
I'm in person now. You can't make me.
If you take care of yourselves, I'll give you cuddles.
He made me do it.
But either way, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye-bye.